Shalom! Welcome to LJ's Spurs Chat. Tonight I'm joined by Simon and fresh from White Hart Lane and the man. Right, we'll come to that in a minute. Good morning, evening, sir. Right. On a night which welcomed the return of Spurs legend Heung-min Son, Spurs had a fairly comfortable win via an own goal and 2 penalty kicks, and good displays again, Xavi and Kudus being the standout players for me. Thomas Frank will be concerned, or I'll hope he's with the big chances that they did give Prague, as better teams would have punished them. Nottingham Forest away on Saturday will be a much sterner test to see if Spurs really have turned a corner. So I basically kept it short and sweet there. So I thought I'd give you the centre stage to start off, because you were there, my friend. Hello.
Mate, evening. Hey up, mate. You all right, Simon? Long time
I'm
no
good,
hear.
mate. Yourself? Been a while, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah, fucking hell. Do you know what? I'm going to say it as it is. Not the football club that I remember. It just ain't. Football has fucking gone. Tottenham Hotspur is no longer a football club. It is just some business where people just go and sit there to and fro, pay a bit of money, come and watch some entertainment, or as it was Spurs, non-entertainment. Go and have a look, take your pictures, go on TikTok, do whatever you need to do. And I'm sorry, but the atmosphere when you are surrounded by tourists, I'm not being funny. So yesterday I was in the South Stand, and I had some lady that was getting on, and she sat there the whole game, legs crossed, not even paying attention to any of the game, just on TikTok. That's all I could hear was her just on TikTok. I had kids in front of me that were just sitting there all on their phones, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck is going on? And it's no wonder, right? It's hard enough for the team at the moment going through transition and trying to play whatever football and whatever brand Frank is trying to bring to Tottenham, because I am lost on it. I am so lost on it. It's so boring. It's so slow. There's just nothing there. The players look bored of it. They just look. It's toothless, mate. Last night's performance, we're lucky to be playing against Slavia Prague last night. There was no atmosphere because there's nothing for the actual fans to sing about. You had little pockets of, say, 20 odd people that were actually singing. And I'll tell you what, I think you were lucky there if there was 47,000 there last night.
Yeah, it was just under 48,000, Danny.
And do you know what? If our seats had been white or they'd have been reds or whatever colour, you would see really, really bad how empty that stadium was last night. And it was, I mean, the South was mostly full. It was the West and the old Paxton. They were empty. The top was just empty. And it's just horrible. And do you know what? I was actually quite bored just sitting there. There was no singing. You had the odd Yid Army or you had Glory, Glory Tottenham. But there was nothing, mate. And I spoke to a few of my old mates that I've not seen for a while, and they just said it's like that every single game. Everybody's been split up, all the old Shelf and the old Park Lane all over the place. Nobody knows what's going on. There's a bit of singing beforehand, do you know what I mean, the concourse, but apart from that, it was just mainly tourists and people wanting to take selfies and take pictures and stuff and all that lot. Frankly, mate, honestly, I could not warrant paying over £1,000 to go and sit there and watch that every other week because I'd get bored, mate. There's no banter. There's nothing there. Do you know what I mean?
Do you agree with sorry to cut in there. Do you agree with what this man's saying here, that he's losing the will to live if he has to see any more of these shite overpaid athletes? Would you concur with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was that bad, was it? Yeah.
Last night, they looked like they were players that had just been grabbed off the street and said, right, come on, play this game tonight. We need you. Get this shirt on and go out there and play. That is how bad it was. I can't remember across the whole of that 4 minutes where there was any really, really good play. And I don't know what it is. What I've noticed last night, more so, probably because I was there, they get to the halfway line and some of these players start to slow down. Then they start to turn and they're playing the ball backwards or sideways. And I'm thinking, I mean, Kudos had his head down a number of times last night, got across the halfway line. And I think it was a handful of times that he actually made the effort to go forward and try and take a man on. A lot of the time, he just stopped, tried to do some keepy-ups, and then he was passing the ball back. But it wasn't just him. I think there was Moani, Xavi Simons that try and go forward all of the time, don't particularly like going back. I noticed so many times, right, when Romero had the ball, he was just walking, strolling forward as if he's like walking in the park. And then you had Gray come towards him. He wouldn't even make no attempt to pass the ball. Gray would turn away and go, and his hands would be like that. Then Simmons came in a couple of times and was literally shaking his hands at him, going, give me the ball. And he didn't do it. And then the ball was passed to Van der Ven. And I'm thinking, what fucking shit football is this that Frank's... What are they doing on the training pitch? What are they actually doing? What they've been doing since the start of the season? Because there's nothing there, mate. There's no energy. They are fucking walking around that pitch like they just don't know what's going on. They don't know the system or anything.
Yeah.
There's no plan at all. It was boring, mate, last night. And do you know what I mean? You pay all that money to travel down there and watch it and all that lot, and you just think, Christ almighty. You can see why it's obviously the tourist game, and do you know what I mean? Because it's a business now. It's not a football club. And they've got, I'll tell you what, we're in a fucking state. The club as a whole is in a massive, massive state. The boards, the fans just seem threaders with it because they're sitting there going, so many people around me were just going, go forward, just shouting it, go forward, pass forward. And they're turning around and you can hear everybody go, oh, but you can actually hear that across around the stadium. People, that's the murmurs that are going on the whole time. And then there's nothing there, mate. There's no atmosphere. It's basically just like being in a morgue last night. Apart from obviously Slavia Prague fans that turned up and made the noise.
Yeah. Well, Simon, I know you didn't go to the game, or I don't know if you actually watched it, but from what Danny says, then is this a false dawn? Then these last two games, obviously we went to the last one. Danny's gone to that one, and I did say the same as Danny, that the atmosphere is concerning, and that we don't seem to have a plan under Thomas Frank yet. Do you think that's the case?
Well, I mean, you were there yourself. We were there on Saturday, and the atmosphere is shocking.
Yeah,
and it's like until the first goal went in, there was nothing going on, and all you hear is the away fans in the corner there. I mean, we were only 2 blocks away from the away fans, so we get the full energy of the away fans, and it's the only energy in the stadium, to be honest. Yeah. And then every now and then, about once every 5 or 10 minutes, you'll get a little bit of "come on, you Spurs," and then it just dies down a bit.
Or if it's a corner, you hear it then. That's it.
Yeah, and it's just like, look, this past few days, we've played 2 very poor opponents. And so we've played 2 very poor opponents who haven't really threatened us, and that's why they haven't scored any goals. So you look at it, and last night, own goal and 2 penalties. I mean, to be honest, the opportunities we had in open play, their keeper played a blinder on a few of them, but we gave away silly chances to a really poor team yesterday that, as you said earlier, a proper team would have punished us.
Mm. Well, that's
so evident. And I was in. There was loads of people were saying that around the stadium. A lot of the fellas just said before about Semenyo. Why would he want to come? Why would he want to come to Spurs?
Well, I hope
the only benefit is that he's getting playing time, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
I haven't seen that. Have you? Any of you two? I haven't seen that. That Van der Ven's refusing to sign a new contract.
I think
he's as good as Van der Ven. I would as well, to be fair.
Yeah. I'd want to see what's going to happen in January, and then definitely. And I just don't think they're going to get the players that they want to get in. And do you know why? Do you know what I think the problem is? I think Frank actually, we've gone from having Ange, we've gone from one extreme to complete opposite other ends of this spectrum of some identity and how we want to play football. All we want as football fans, I'm sure we're all the same, is we just want to see a bit of flipping energy, a bit of enthusiasm and a bit of fight. We're not bothered if we lose a game. All we want to do is we want to see that fight, but they just don't look like, they're strolling around the pitch. There's no urgency. So what? Oh.
I mean, I agree with that. Like last season, it was like you knew exactly what Andrew's trying to get them to do. You could see what he was trying to get them to do, and we spend the whole season telling them to stop doing it. And this season, we can't work out what it is they're trying to do, and say, please, bloody do something.
Yeah.
So is it a case then? Oh, hello, Tammy. I'd like to say thank you for Tammy, because just before this live, she treated me to a bit of executive venison. I'm feeling, following on from me and Simon's executive corporate seats at Tottenham with executive food, which was like a bit like guess the food, wasn't it, Simon? She treated me to some venison. I'm sort of going, you know what I mean? Maybe I'm joining that executive club. No, but anyway, is it a case though of the ground? I know there are like a lot of corporates, a lot of businessmen or tourists, whatever. But if Spurs had a manager that was not as bad as Ange, but as exciting as Ange, would the crowd be more up for it? Because Thomas Frank doesn't seem to have a plan to me. The only plan he had was to defend better, but we're not defending better. Dan, you must have seen it last night because we all see it on the telly.
He's very much.
They should have scored 4 goals last night.
Yeah, and listen, they are. He's very much a defensive-minded coach. See that they.
You keep going silent, Danny.
It's because I'm just lost for words, mate. To be honest, I think the club's fucking. I think it's done. Do you know what I think? Another thing that's hurting us is the fact that we have the NFL, boxing, we have fucking singers, bands, we've got the F1 karting shit going on around the club and all that lot. And instead of trying to actually be a football club and make us a successful football club, we have businessmen that are businessmen first and not a football fan and a businessman. And that is what's massively, I think, is massively hurting Tottenham at the moment, because there's so many, they're getting pulled in so many different directions of how they want to get the money in. Can we get a bit more in? Can we get it a bit more in there? And frankly,
I've said that for years, Dan, now, and since moving to New Stadium, I've always said we're now a facility for sporting events. We're not number one.
I spoke to there was a guy that I got chatting to that was sitting just in front of me, and he turned around and said to me, he goes, "Do you know what?" He goes, "I would happily give up this glorious stadium to go back to the old White Hart Lane and have 36,000 true supporters sitting in that stadium, loud, it being horrible, than to what it is now." He goes, "Because this is just something I just don't." He goes, "I don't recognise this at all." So if you've got somebody that, I mean, I think he was well in his 60s.
So where do we go from here then, Simon? Where do we go from here? Because you're going to get people, like a lot of our viewers watch it after, don't they, Dan? Right? Yeah. So what are we going to say to the viewers that are probably going to watch this? There's always something, and they'll say, "What are you free moaning at? You've just had 2 good wins in a week, blah, blah, and you're still fucking moaning."
But the thing is they were 2 wins, but you didn't really see what the plan was, and really there were 2 wins that you 100 times out of 100 you should win those 2 games anyway. So we didn't learn anything from these 2 wins. All we saw was 2 teams that we could have spanked that we didn't, and there was no real identity to the football, and so it's just a bit of a tough watch at the moment. Now, one of the things that Ange did was he went too gung ho, and one of the things that that Frank's doing is he's kind of gone the opposite. He's been a bit too kind of cautious with everything, and everything is about not conceding. Which, fair play to him. We played 2 games this week, and we haven't conceded a goal. So I guess his objective is achieved. And on top of that, we've managed to win both games. But you look at the next 2 league games, and we've got Forest and Liverpool, and like both teams who are just really up and down at the moment. And if we have a proper go at them, they're both winnable games. But I just don't see us having a go at anyone at the moment.
That man, he's right. People are selling their season tickets. People are already, they just don't want to go.
That's
They
bad.
would, they would rather go to the pub and watch it, or sit somewhere at home and watch it with like mates, because there's just nothing there. Gone are the days where we used to go to the football. Everybody's there. You've travelled. You're on the piss. You're having a few beers, a right good sing song, and then you leave. Whatever happens after that, it's not like that anymore. It's just football in the Tottenham Hotspur world has changed, and it's like I say, people have said it before. It's now a business, and that is. We're just going to have to deal with it. I was horrified, and it just didn't feel like a football club, to be honest. It just felt like a theatre where people can just buy a ticket and you can just turn up. And do you know what? I feel sorry for the people that are like paying the £1.5 to go and sit and watch it, because I just wouldn't. It's not just that though, is it? It's the travelling. Do you know what I mean? It's all of that money that goes with it, your food, your booze, and everything. And I'm lost for words. Last night really hit the nail on the head. Last night, that how poor it actually is, and it's all right sitting at home, like watching it and all that lot, because you don't see other things that go on. Hardly any time do any of our coaches that we have now under Frank come to the sideline. It's always Frank that's going backwards and forwards, watching stuff on the TV. I'm thinking, why are you having to go back and watch it if you're standing there watching the game anyway? Why are you going back and watching that TV? So it's hard. It's a hard one to put your finger on it. It's just
another worrying thing as well that Thomas Franks is initially a defensive coach, yet we're giving up serious open chances we haven't been punished for yet. But that's what worries me. Simon.
I mean, we saw it again. I mean, admittedly, we only gave 2 real clear-cut chances to them, but they were. You'd expect at least 50-50 that they'd score those, and thankfully they didn't score either. And then again, they gave some really silly clear-cut chances yesterday again.
Yeah.
And we've managed to get away with it.
We won't get away with that on Saturday, though, will we?
You'd have thought not. But you don't know which version of Forest you're going to get. We're either going to beat them 3-0 or we're going to lose 3-0, one or the other.
So seeing what you saw last night then, Dan, and we're, nearly halfway through the season, say, or a third through the season, might be a bit of an unfair question, really, but in your opinion, at the moment, as things stand, I know it's before the window, is Thomas Frank going to be the right man to take this club forward?
Listen, we've said it so many times, and we've gone through so many managers each time, over and over again.
I agree.
That's that comment there. That's what I was gonna. That's one of the things I was gonna say. We have consistently brought players, younger players, that are potentially going to earn
profit.
And until we fucking start buying a player that's here now, nothing's going to change. Some of our players at the moment look so average, so average. And I know, look, you always get that when you're playing a team that's not necessarily at your standard. You tend to drop down. You take your foot off the gas a little bit and you drop it down to their level. Tottenham have not had to, like Simon said, have not had to do too much to get a win over Brentford and Slavia Prague. We've seen it this season already. The way we're playing at the moment, it's just not, the fluidity's not there at all in the players. Is Frank going to be the one? Look, we can't just go and sack another manager after flipping 6 months. Because what's the point in it? We could all sit here and go, this shit. Right, let's get somebody else in. But who's going to want to come? Who's going to come in for this stage in the season anyway? And do the board actually want to get it? What I would be, if I'm the board, what I would be dragging Frank in, I'd be saying, right, what's going on? You've worked on defensively. You've given this plan of how it's going to lay out, but mate, I'm so lost for words on it. Last night was really bad for me, and lad down to watch it, and a couple of mates and all that, and it was so poor. Do you know what I mean? And when you don't go all of the time to go there, you just want to go and enjoy it and enjoy the stadium for what it is. But it was just so flat. And if it carries on being like that, that 62,500 seater will all of a sudden on a Saturday when it's home will start being 57, 55, and it carries on going. At this moment, right, I cannot see us getting anywhere near the top 6. I reckon we'll finish around 12th, 11th, 10th place.
Dan, do you know the answer to this question? When the capacity was 47, well, just under 48,000 last night, do they not go on general sale anymore? Because someone said to me they don't think they do.
They do go on general sale.
But that's even worse than
the problem is that they go on general sale, but they don't. But the price doesn't fit the occasion. No one, to be honest, no one really wanted to go and see the game last night. No. And you're only going to be able to tempt people out if you're selling the tickets for like 15, 20, 30 quid. But they're still trying to spend.
If that's Barcelona,
70, 80.
If that's Barcelona or a top tier European team, you probably would have had a few more people in there. If they'd have turned around and gone right. Because kids' tickets last night were 24 quid.
That's all right.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, my ticket last night was 48 quid. So that wasn't that bad. Do you know what I mean? So they've dropped it. But you're playing Slavia Prague. Some people in that stadium probably don't even know where they even from.
Yeah, but even if they drop the tickets to 20 quid, right, they're still going to make money out of the food, the alcohol and all that. Do you know what I mean? Rather than like what 13 or 14,000 missing.
There was a lot of atmosphere around the actual ground last night, outside either in the pubs or anything. It was really, really low key. It was really quite quiet. Do you know what I mean? And even in the concourse beforehand, it was the half an hour before the game, before kickoff, it was still really quiet. And do you know what? Another thing I noticed last night is when the Champions League anthem was played. There was none of that when the teams come out. There was no cheering or "Come on, you Spurs" or anything like with the anthem. Everybody was quiet. Everybody was sitting down.
Sit there waiting for the trumpet man to kick things off.
Yeah, and the trumpet man, as soon as he did that, when the Spurs go marching in, and then people were like, "Oh, hang on a minute, right, that's our cue to get up and sing." Fucking hell, what the fuck's going on with it? Come on.
I mean, I'm trying to be. I try and be pragmatic about it. I'm trying to be patient. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking 3 of our best attacking players are injured. So you got no Decky, no Madders, no Dom. And I think that they might start to spice things up. Because I was thinking, you know what? At the start of the season, I was feeling quite confident. I was thinking like Odobert and Tell might come on. And they haven't come on as far as I'd have liked them to. And you look at Xavi and he's taken a little while to do it. To kind of get used to things. And it looks like he's needed these 2 shitty opponents to build some confidence up to actually feel like he can like attack a game.
He looked frustrated last night.
The problem is like you've only really got one player that gets bums off seats, and that's blooming Kudus. And when he has a quiet game, the whole team has a quiet game. So I mean, you think back, and we've been spoiled over the years when you think all the way back to like your Ginolas and your Gazas and your Gareth Bales and all these players who literally every time they get the ball, you're on your feet, wondering what they're going to do. Now you know what they're going to do. They're going to pass sideways or they're going to pass backwards, unless it's Kudus.
Yeah,
and that's the thing at the moment. If you had Kudus on one side and Decky on the other. And you look at Kolomuani and he looks like he wants to try and make something happen. And I think that Decky, Kolomuani and Kudus would be a nice front 3. And if Xavi gets his confidence up, he'd be nice behind him. And if we can get Madders anywhere near his potential when he's back, that would be nice as well. But at the moment, we just don't seem to we haven't worked out what our best attacking options are.
Well, that man says there, I'm bored because I know the rest of the season, next season will be the same. So again, we're coming down to this common denominator that we always seem to have on this show, Dan, which is January again. It's so much seems to be boiling down to January, don't it?
Because it's funny because like you got all the money men and they were like when way back there's like, oh, we're injecting this cash into the business like months before the transfer window, and you kind of think, are they doing it at that time? See, by the time the transfer window arrives, everyone's forgotten it and they're not expecting them to spend it.
Yeah.
Because I see that money, and I'm still thinking we're going to spend 100 million on something.
Yeah, something.
If we don't spend 100 million on something, then I think that the Lewis family is a bunch of grifters who don't like when they kind of did the thing and nudged Daniel out. And normally, when the football's crap, everyone's just like Levy out, and the football's exactly the same as it was before Levy went. Levy isn't I say Levy isn't the problem. Levy long term has been a large part of the problem, and we'll see in January whether that part of the problem's gone.
Yeah, 100%. Do you
guys?
I haven't heard. I don't know if this is what Milton said. I don't know if that's a rumor. I haven't heard that.
That was a rumor that came out, wasn't it, a couple of days ago?
I don't know. It depends how he gets on under Frank. If he gets on under Frank,
I think a lot of the problem with the team is that they're struggling to understand what actually Frank wants them to play.
Well, that's what we've all been saying.
And the thing is, how could Xavi Simons is a top player. Mawani's a top player. When they get the ball, they are on the front foot. They are looking to move it quick, lay it off, and then move again. So many times last night, right? When Romero had the ball, I'd love them to. I would say, let's go and pay fucking 150 odd million. Let's just go and get it done. But will they want to come? They've got to want.
This is what we're all waiting for. With bated breath, we're waiting.
Yeah. But what I'm saying was last night, right, when Romero or Van der Ven had the ball and they were walking it out, not so much Van der Ven.
Romero always does.
We are always man marked.
Well, they went man for man last night in Prague, and Spurs struggled a bit.
They did, and it showed because our players weren't making a run, and everybody's going, "Fucking hell, we need to run. We need to run about a bit." Nobody was moving, so they were all marked. So you couldn't pass the ball into anybody. And I just think that a lot of it is down to they just don't know what they're supposed to be doing. And this seems to be a theme listening to other podcasts that they. I mean, I'm not too sure whether some of these podcasts that I've listened to over the past couple of weeks are even proper flipping Spurs or anything like that, or whether they're just there just for the airtime and we'll just talk about it. We'll get this person in the other, because I listened to one the other night and they were so happy about the way we're playing and this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, are you really that happy about it? Or were you just saying it?
The thing is, though, Danny, the other day after the Brentford game, I went on a bit of social media and I was quite surprised, saying brilliant performance, blah, blah, blah. Me and Simon, I didn't think that was a brilliant performance.
I didn't think it was.
Up till the goal, I said to Simon, I don't know if you remember, this is like watching Brentford v Brentford.
Yeah.
Do you remember you saying that until the goal?
Definitely.
So I think Forest is a game where we'll see if we really have turned the corner. And as usual, I seem to say every time on it, January is absolutely huge. Even though it's a notoriously shit window, if you are willing to spend the money, you can get one or two players in that window. I don't care what anyone says. And I think we're just going to all have to just suck it and see until January comes. That's what I think.
If we don't buy a top quality left-sided player, then they're not even trying. Everyone can see that the team is so imbalanced because we haven't got that strength on the left.
There was a lot of rumour, a lot of people saying yesterday that Semenyo, his priority is Liverpool.
Yeah.
He's unsure what the move would lead to with Spurs. So that's why he's not thinking prioritising us. So he's looking at potentially a Liverpool team, getting into that team over us going through the motions.
Well, at the moment, it's a tough sell, Tottenham, isn't it, Dan, to be honest with you?
Yeah, you've got to think, what are we going to pull him? The only thing that I can think that could even pull him here is Kudos. He's the only thing that I think has got any pull to bring Semenyo here. You hear the rumours about him being an Arsenal fan and this, that, and the other. So
he'll be coming back soon, Milton. Don't worry, Chappie. He'll be coming back the way things are going.
No, he'll be at Liverpool, mate.
I'm really worried because I think I've been saying this for 4 weeks now that I'm exactly the same as you, Dan. And then when we watched the game the other day live there, the fact they haven't got a plan, I keep saying it like a parrot. If we have a load and run of results that are poor or up and down, I don't really mind if I can see a plan, if I can see what the manager's trying to do. But I'm like you, what you said, I cannot see a plan. I can't. I think we've been very lucky. Not so much against Brentford, because I think Brentford only had one shot, didn't they? But last night worried me because they're crap. Let's be fair. Prague are crap. Right? They opened us up about 4 or 5 times, and I was thinking,
yeah, quite easily.
Too easily, Dan.
Quite easily. And Frank doesn't. Sometimes I watched Frank yesterday on the sideline, and he didn't even look like fucking talking about.
It's worrying times, isn't it? Anything else you want to add, guys? I suppose we better have our predictions for Saturday.
Well, I was the only one that predicted we'd win last Saturday. All the pessimism was going around, and I was like, "Look,
Simon, you were that close to getting the mug, man."
I know. I needed Brentford to score, and we gave them opportunities to it, but yeah. So look, look, I've only been to 2 Premier League games this season, and we won them both.
Well, you want to keep going, mate.
So yeah, I probably need to go a bit more often. They need me there.
There's only so much caviar you can eat.
Right, Milton, you keep doing this. If you get the result right, Milton, right, and I've got to send this bloody mug to Australia, you got to pay half the cost.
That's if it don't get smashed.
I think it's 50, 60 quid to send it. Go on, so you can go first.
I think it's going to be 3-0, and I don't know which way. One of the teams is going to win 3-0.
My prediction is I don't give a flying fork anymore. I might have to send it.
It has got to that where it's just like, oh God, it's match day. Here we go again.
You sort of dread it, don't you?
It's like Forrest Gump's box of chocolates, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just literally never know what you're going to get.
Is it in case Morgan Gibbs White playing out his skin? Because it's us.
Because that's how it goes for that's how
I tell you what, if he scores the 3 that I've just mentioned, just like fucking Eze did, I'm going to be fuming. And then if we go and try and trigger Semenyo's release clause, screw that one up, and then he scores a hat-trick against us as well, that would just be nuts.
I mean, the new West Ham. No, we're not quite that bad yet.
No, we're not. We're not.
Simon's going. He's trying to cheat now. He's trying to have 3-0 either way.
The thing is I'm looking at it and I'm thinking one of the teams going to win 3-0, but I have no idea which way this is going to go. Both teams can be brilliant and both teams can be.
I'm going to go for a Desmond.
Yeah. That's what I was going to go for 2-2.
Are you going to go for 2-2 as well?
No.
You changed your mind.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win, Spurs.
Oh, Danny's still got a bit of optimism there. You know what, mate? If we're in, and I'm not just saying this, if we're in the Conference League, I won't even watch it. But them Muppets that sing we're champions of Europe for winning that. Yeah. I mean, it's bad enough that we sing it, but at least we won a what's the word? Proper European trophy. You know what I mean? Besides something like, yeah, you know, didn't you? He'll get injured 100%. Desmond Poo-Poo, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I just think it'll be 2-2.
I felt for Sonny. I think Sonny realised.
I mean, he said, look, I went 2-1 before you, he said.
I didn't see it come up. Did you not come up then?
You have to say the minute of the goal then.
Oh, fuck it. I'll just go fucking 3-1 Spurs then.
Dan's very confident. Dan, I'm quite surprised you're that confident after last night.
The thing is, we are a lot better away.
Yeah, that's why. That's my only thing I can go on.
That's why I'm going for a Desmond, because I think Forest will be really going at it after getting spanked by the Toffees, and we're pretty good away.
We were better away, and so the support. You listen to the support our away games, and it's top draw.
I'm going down for the Dortmund game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, hopefully that should be able to get some crowds in for when Dortmund comes down. And there's something riding on
48 quid again.
Yeah. That's all right, man. When's that, Dad? That one?
January, towards the back end of January, I think.
That's what we need to do. We all need to go together, don't we, one day? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it a large? I've got serious bad ADHD kids, and I'm off my meds. I'll tell you what, mate. Everyone that supports Tottenham's on meds. Believe you me. They might not admit it, but we're all on them, my friend. We're with you.
Do you know what? There was one place that was packed out and it's full attendance last night.
Ooh.
Do you know where that was? The Spurs shop.
Well, there you go. So they don't give a shit.
It's there for the merchandise. 20th
I'm
of
gonna have
Jan.
to keep a look out there, and when it goes on general sale, then.
Yeah. I'm just going to drive down again.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, then, lads. Well, it's been emotional. It's a shame, though, isn't it? Because we won 2 games in a row, but I'm totally with, because we've supported Spurs for so long, all of us, like 40 odd years. We can sort of see what's coming, can't we? And I think the bottom end to this one is let's just wait till January, Because we don't know. It could be
It's
great.
so important. It's so important this January window now.
2 or 3 brilliant players, and we're all happy again.
I mean, see, the other thing was what's going on with Dominic Solanke? He had a bit of a setback now, I think, didn't he?
Well, I've heard of setbacks. Last night I was hearing rumours of drugs. I don't believe that, if I'm honest. Because I think if he had been tested positive for cocaine, which he was supposed to have been, I don't think he would have been allowed at the ground. And he was at the ground yesterday, wasn't he? With James Madden in trousers that looked like they were 5 sizes too big for him. Yeah, I don't know.
Tell looked sharp when he came on.
I'll tell you what, I'll put my hands up. He looked quality when he came on last night. He looked. Well, I started him and played with WOULDVE. I was disappointed with WOULDVE. I know he started.
I was last night.
I should have scored straight away.
My issue is that he's played a couple of players now. He's played a couple of players 95 minutes in 2 games.
Yeah, on the
Blues. These are our players that are superstar players, and come Saturday or Sunday, whenever it is at 2:00 when we play against Forest, are only flipping. I mean, Kudos looked knackered last night, so God knows what he's fucking doing. He's played one game. Do you know what I mean? And he looked tired after about 10 minutes.
Done all right though, didn't he? Done all right.
Yeah, he did.
I think my honest opinion on WOULDVE is he's good enough to play mid Premier League to the bottom of the Premier League. Against big teams, he won't be good enough. Champions League, he won't be good enough. That's just my opinion. I just don't think he's got it. To be fair,
yeah. We need to come January.
He's not the left winger that's going to take us to the next level. Put it that way.
No. Come January, our mentality needs to change in the market, and we need to make statements. We need to make at least 2 or 3 statement signings. Is it going to happen? Probably not.
And so, no matter what we all think of Frank, we've all said he hasn't got a plan. We've got
Frank
to give
the plank.
Yeah, but we've got to give him a chance to get some players in January that he wants, and then I'll judge him more proper. Do you know what I mean? Because he might be wanting to do something. We don't know. We don't know, do we? With the players he's got, we don't know.
So who's a Frank player then?
Well,
you can't say anybody that was in Brentford because he had those players.
Well, I'm hoping that he'll say, "I want you to." They should be doing it now. I know you're not supposed to.
But what's a Frank player? I don't get when we say what's a Frank player.
Frank player to me is probably someone that can get the ball in the halfway line with pace and what can shoot, i.e., similar to Abuemo and Wissa, which we haven't got. Maybe Muani in a couple of months. Do you know what I mean? Because we haven't got enough. He's probably sitting there thinking, I've got fuck all up front at the moment. Buy me some forwards and a winger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping anyway. Because I do think he ain't got a plan. I'm not going to ever go back on that. But I do see...
We need somebody that's going to come in there and bollock the fucking players.
Yeah, but I do feel sorry
pull their
for
fingers out their asses.
With the options he's got up front, fucking shit.
Richie's on form, isn't he? How many goals has he got now in 20-odd games?
I think, what is it, 18 and 26 or something? Fucking mental.
24.
Yeah. But yeah.
Considering how frustrating he's been, it's wild that those are the stats, isn't it?
However, only him could hit the fucking goalkeeper's shoulder when he saved it in the middle of the goal.
I was up. I thought that was in.
Yeah, me.
Weren't safe.
Everybody did.
But that goalkeeper weren't too bad for them.
No, the goalkeeper just did that. He just flung his arms. It just hit his shoulder. And I was like, oh,
a 10 million redundancy plan. Yeah. Right. Thank you, lads. And we'll see you probably Sunday night. Let's hope we can win. I think we'll win against Forest.
Come on.
A little corner. Shalom.
Shalom. See you later.